China is bringing a new electric, you could say off-roader or small SUV, which looks very cool. I'm a huge fan of the styling. It looks fantastic. It's bringing it to many markets around the world. Suzuki has responded saying it's a direct copy of its car. They said, imitation is the best form of flattery, but they don't believe it's going to be a big success. In fact, Suzuki believe the Jimny, which is completely just internal combustion, will easily beat this new Icar V23 from Chery. But I actually think the Icar will kill the Suzuki Jimny, and Suzuki shouldn't be acting with a lot of hubris, which is what they're doing. Very, very putting yourself in a position for disruption. That's what I think they're doing. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. What am I talking about here? Well, one, Suzuki, they've responded today to this Chinese car. And interesting to hear what they had to say. They have responded by saying that the new Icar 23 or V23 is a copycat car, but they're not worried. They don't care. They said, seems to be a theme over there, he said, of China's copycat car designs. And whilst Chery is one of the fastest growing car companies in the world, unlike Suzuki, he believes that the Suzuki Jimny has nothing to worry about, even though this Chery V23 is an E-Rev, basically a really good hybrid version, an E-Rev, and also an electric version are coming. He said this, people said the same thing about the Tank 300 from Great Wall Motors. There's no impact at all. We still keep growing in sales and we make the Jimny for the people, he said. So this car is not for the people. The Jimny is for the people though. Just keep that in mind. At the moment, Jimny still sits at that point where there is $0 spent on advertising. Suzuki does spend money on advertising, just so you know. So, if someone wants to make a move, all right, I might spend some on advertising, but I don't think that I have to. Yeah, on the Icar V23's claimed resemblance to Suzuki's cult favorite car, the Jimny, Suzuki said this, people will buy it, I'm sure. It's a good looking vehicle. But as I said, whether it impacts sales or not is up to the consumer, and whether or not they feel that's a challenger for the Jimny, whatever. But at this moment in time, really, there's nobody but Jimny. Pachota said if Icar or Chery wanted to come for the Jimny's crown, then they need to bring more than just a photocopier. Imitation is the finest form of flattery, and so be it. I wish everyone all the greatest success. I just know that I've got a great quality product. But the thing is, the Suzuki Jimny is extremely underpowered. I mean, it has a very, very small engine. It's internal combustion only. A lot of customers complain that it's underpowered, and some of them try and fit turbochargers to it, which is incredibly expensive. And it doesn't actually meet fuel emission standards in Australia. I think the Icar 23 is going to really cause some big problems for it. Price will be similar. It'll be priced at less than 40,000 Australian dollars plus on-road costs, so about 27,000 US dollars. And it's got better tech, much, much better tech. How big is it? Well, similar to the Jimny, it's 4.2 meters long, so 4,220 millimeters. Now, I don't know about you guys, but obviously the side profile, both cars look similar, but every boxy car looks similar if you look at the side profile, to be fair. The front of them, in my opinion, looks quite different. I actually think the Icar or the Chery Icar V23 looks more similar to a Range Rover, in my opinion, right? But, maybe that's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Suzuki, I should say, do have some other rivals to contend with because Chery have a V25 and a V27. So they've got a bigger version of this, like a mid-sized vehicle, and then a much bigger version of this, which is sort of similar in size to a Toyota Land Cruiser. That's coming too. So there's going to be 3 different models, I believe. In terms of performance, the electric version of this has a 100 kilowatt hour battery powered single motor with 180 newton meters of torque. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a pretty small car. It's got a 47 kilowatt hour lithium iron phosphate battery and up to 300 kilometers of CLTC range. So probably 200 kilometers of WLTP range. I don't know how well that one's going to sell, really, but there's a much, much better version, right? It's a dual motor and a single motor version that comes with 155 kilowatt. So the dual motor version is 300 kilowatt, 310. But anyway, the single motor version, 155 kilowatt, gets an 81 kilowatt hour NMC battery and around about 400 kilometers of WLTP range. But that, to me, is a really nice car. And that's one I'd probably be thinking, oh, if I'm in this sort of market, this is something I might be interested in. Now, there also is an E-Rev version coming as well, which will have probably about 1,000 kilometers of range. And in the E-Rev version, when the battery runs out of juice, the motor does not power the wheels, it simply recharges the battery, which I think is a good idea. Off-road ability is going to be good off-road. I've got no idea, but it's got 210 millimeters of ground clearance, which is similar to a Toyota RAV4. It does have 43 degrees and 41 degrees of approach and departure angles, which is not too bad. And I reckon the interior looks pretty cool. Kind of a combination of retro, does look a bit Range Rover-y on the inside, but for a budget vehicle, I think it's one of the best looking vehicles I've seen on the inside. And the other thing is, it's got a big touchscreen, of course, but also plenty of buttons for those of you who like buttons. I know a lot of people do. So that's a good feature. That touchscreen, it's a 15.4 inch screen, which is pretty much standard for Chinese EVs, but still it's a big screen. It also gets a Snapdragon 8155 chip that runs the infotainment system, and it's got plenty of ADAS features, cameras all around the car, plus boot capacity is huge, much bigger than the Suzuki Jimny. The boot's apparently 744 litres, which is basically the same size as a Tesla Model Y boot. Very, very big. So when is this car actually arriving? Well, apparently it's coming to the UK next year, probably Australia next year as well, Europe as well, I'm going to guess as well. Pricing in China, it starts at 21,000 Australian dollars. That's the cheap version. The all-wheel drive long-range version is 30,000 Australian dollars. So, I mean, that's like 14,000 US dollars for the base model and 20,000 US or 19,000 US dollars for the all-wheel drive long-range version. Of course, it's not going to be that cheap when it comes to market, but you know, I still think it's a very serious danger to the Jimny, and they should be taking it seriously, not kind of laughing at it, saying it's just another Chinese car. It won't affect us, because it most certainly will. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Is it a direct copy of the Suzuki Jimny? I don't think it is, but do you think it is? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.